Let's do some constructions, yeah? All right. So first construction we're going to look at is a perpendicular bisector. So we're just going to start with a segment. Any segment you could possibly want. And I'll just name this one segment AB. All right, so our goal here is to create a perpendicular bisector. We want to draw a line going through this segment straight down the middle. We want to bisect it, but also we want that segment to be perpendicular to what we already have right here. We want to form a right angle. And of course, when we're doing a construction, we've got a writing utensil, but our tools that we're using is just a straight edge. I'm not using this as a ruler. I'm not looking at the numbers. I'm just using it to draw straight lines. And I'm also using a compass. These are the only two tools that we use when we're performing constructions. Our compass is used to measure. And again, it's not measuring with numbers. We're measuring with that distance between our 2 points. We have our center and we have that pencil tip right there. So when we are trying to do a perpendicular bisector to the segment, our first goal is to set our compass. And again, you can loosen this right here. We can adjust our compass. We're just going to set our compass to be a little bit more than halfway. And I can see right there that definitely is a little bit more than halfway. I'm going to lock it down because that distance between the two is what really matters here, is what we're using. And to use my compass, I'm going to place the center point on one of my end points of my line segment, and I'm going to perform a sweep, a nice light arc. It doesn't need to be dark because it's not the arc that really matters here, it's that distance. I'm using this to measure so we can make it nice and light. And then I'm going to do the same thing, keeping that distance exactly the same. I'm moving over here to the other end point, and I am performing that sweep once again. Ooh, very beautiful, using that distance. And to finish out our perpendicular bisector, I'm going to take my straight edge and I'm going to look at those intersections between my two arcs that I have created. And when I do that, I'm going to draw a nice, straight as possible line through those 2 points of intersection. And what we have just done there is create a perpendicular bisector. And I'm just going to test again. Here's a protractor. We're not using this protractor to measure, to create. We've already created it, but just to prove that that is a right angle, if I measure it with my protractor, notice that's right there. As I put the center point right here, we can see it is forming a nice, perfect right angle for us. As we've measured with our protractor, we've agreed that that is true. We can also measure our distance here from A to the center. Seems to be 2 and 9/16. And if we measure in this direction right here from the center to B, it is once again 2 and 9/16. So we have split this into two congruent pieces. Our segment that we drew is perpendicular to it. So that there's our steps to create a perpendicular bisector. So you should probably try that. That's not too bad. Another great construction, another nice simple construction to do is to create an angle bisector. Yeah. So let's draw an angle, any angle that we want. Let's start with an angle. We've got an angle. Okay, so there's an angle to start with, and we'll just name it the classic ABC. All right, there's our angle ABC. Now, we've got our angle, and our goal is to bisect this. We want to draw a line that probably goes somewhere in this direction that is cutting this angle into two congruent slices, two congruent pieces. So in order to do this, I want to set my compass to really anything. We can set our compass to really anything we want to here, as long as it's not too small or too crazy large. But we want to take our compass, we want to place our point right there at the vertex of our angle. Ooh, don't slide our paper around too much. No, no, no. And we're going to perform a nice sweep going through both sides of my angle. Yeah. Now, from here, we're going to notice those two places where my arc intersected with my angle. I've got these 2 points where my arc intersected my angle. And I'm going to take my compass, it's still locked down to that same distance, and I'm going to place 2 arcs out here in my circle. I'm not looking for my first arc to really cross anything. It's going to be out here somewhere, and I'm going to be looking to see where the second arc is going to cross over it. So what I mean is I'm taking my compass. I didn't even adjust the distance. I don't need to. I placed an arc. I'm going to move the center without adjusting my compass. I'm moving the center over here, and I'm going to find where those 2 arcs will intersect each other. It's intersecting out here somewhere that our angle is opening up into, and it's that intersection once again that we're looking for. And if we connect that to our original vertex, nice and perfect. I'm a perfectionist here, trying to do this my best. There we go. We have cut that original angle into 2 congruent pieces. Let's measure them just to feel good about what we've done. Again, we're not measuring this to create it. We've already created it. We're just confirming what we have. And so my first angle here, this is just under 25 degrees. And it's 49 and a little bit. We'll say it's right there at 25, very, very close to 25. And if I do that to measure the second one here, you can notice that again, it's right under 25 degrees. So again, we'll round this right there to 25. So again, it's split it into 2 congruent pieces. We've performed an angle bisector. Okay, we have created an angle bisector. We took that angle, which now we can see was originally 50 degrees, and we cut it into 2 25-degree angles. Oh yeah.